Finally got to the boss without my gear, and now let's try to do it. Hey, what's up, guys? How are you doing? I hope everybody's fine. While I'm still undecided about my PoE League starter, I'm gonna bring you guys my latest build from Slormancer, and yeah, let's me just start by showing you guys how tanky that shit is, because last time, I read a lot of comment about people dying while building up one of my builds, and that just broke my heart. So what I want to do is like showing you that I'm gonna get 10 stack of burn, and then I'm gonna go French kills that big balls, and work on some degen. And yeah, this time with this build, if you guys die, I want a recording of it because I don't know how. I don't know how you can die with this. It's literally impossible. I just want to see you try dying with it. It's just not gonna happen. Okay. So how does it work exactly? Let me tell you first. It's really not big enough friendly because we are using the sword of the masterful great grandmaster, and that Reaper works by stacking a lot of mastery. So that's why it took me a while because I got every single mastery to 15. Every skill and every spec, everything is to 15 on the 3 different characters. So for the mage and for the ranger, the Huntress. So the 3 classes got maxed out mastery, and when you do that, you get some crazy multiplier. You get 433 armor multiplier. The elemental resource multiplier, we are not using it. And then you get another one, which is 866% more damage every third cast of your primary skill, which means that's what you sometimes you see me do 17, 20 million per hit, and then bim, there is a 200 million popping off. Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. And the the primordial version is where everything happen. That is when every classes merge for the calculation of your multiplier, and that's why you get so much more. Like if I take the non-primordial version, you see the multiplier is a third of what it is with the primordial version. So the thing is, you cannot use that primordial version when you are leveling up the mastery of one of your class because of the downside. So you need to use the other one when you're leveling up, or do it another way, like I did, which is to use another build that can uh, level up without a main skill. So I used Wandering Arrow on the Huntress, and then I used the Alpha and Omega build on the Mage because I can replace both of my skill and my spec without hurting the build too much, and that was way easier to just roam around and level up the masteries. So how are we using that huge multiplier to get some damage? Well, on the case of the Knight, it's pretty easy. We are gonna use the Great Shield and use the first upgrade to get damage based on our armor. So all we have to do next is get as much armor as possible. So if you look at it, right now I have almost 9 million. And you can see the multiplier. I have 4 different multiplier, and obviously the 433 is coming from the Creeper. So where is the rest coming from? So on my gear, I've got a lot of armor. Armor percent and flat armor everywhere I can. And as you can see, I've already started min-maxing it. So, you know, if you expect that numbers straight away with pre-nether gear, it's not gonna happen. But let me tell you, 2-3 million armor is already good enough. It's already way more than you need. So don't bother too much with it. So yeah, you get a lot of armor everywhere, basically. That's for the first part. The second part is we have 2 multiplier straight on the gear. So the 35% is coming from the chest, and the 84% is coming from on boots, and this is based on how much HP we are reserving. And the last one, the 100%, is coming from the attribute, and it's the rank 60, which gives you 100% armor multiplier if you are below 20% HP. So that's perfect. It works well with the multiplier on the boots, and all we have to do is get to below 20% HP. So how are we doing that? Well, the first part is from another armor enchantment. This one, the immense vitality, and the second one is coming from Ancestral Legacy. So that's this blood right, and the thing is, both of them cost 50% HP. So if you use both of them, you're dead. You're 0% left. So we are using this on the way, which is Slormancer, and it reduces the amount of aura you are reserving on mana and life. So this did not get up the passive too high. See, I'm using it rank 2, and it's very important because if I go one more step, it's gonna set 19. So my life reservation should be reserved. 81% of my life should be reserved, except there's something that goes wrong, and the percent, like if you have a 0.1%, it's gonna round up instead of rounding down, which means if I put it up to rank 3, I'm at actually 80% of reserved HP, and the multiplier on the attribute says less than 20%, which means at 20%, it won't activate. And that's why you need to let it at rank 2. And what about the skills? So I chose to use with the Champion Ascension, even though I could go for this Enduring Protector, which is a lot more armor. Like, look, I can go up to 14 million armor if I want to, which is 91.81% reduction. Okay, so why am I not going for that that huge amount of armor and using the Enduring Protector? Well, because there's a downside to it. First, if you want to get that high of armor, you need to use the full plate armor, which gives minus 35% move speed while in combat. And that is a big no-no for me. So I would have to use that one, and then the armor goes down to 12 million. But it's still pretty good. It's still better than 9, right? So why am I not using this? Well, it's because on the Aphazard Champion Ascension, you have a little upgrade that is amazing. It is the Flying Man, and it removes every negative effect you have when you cast this Ascension. And that's the only reason, really. It's there's not a lot of damage, but you do have some. A little bit of damage here, which does a lot of damage when the enemy is above, so 25%, and then you deal less damage when he's down below 25%. But since we are one-shotting everything, this doesn't apply. We just get the upgrade, not the downgrade. And everything else is just a little bit of help to get you using the Ascension better. So you get pulls, you get stuns, you get luck. We get a lot of luck because we are getting some use for that on the shield. And then that's about it. That's the reason I'm using it. Also, the skill is a good movement skill. So you don't have to run around everywhere, and if you want to jump above certain stuff, you can do that like from chair and table on some maps. And you jump above it, and it's pretty good. The cooldown is also pretty good, and just gonna keep going. And yeah, I like it's a good movement skill. So now, what about the crest? So like I said, the first upgrade is damage. There's not really a choice there, right? That's how we get all our damage. The second one is the slow. Well, I took the slow because everything else is not good enough. We are not using block stack in this build, and we are not using enough fire, so the slow is the best option for us. On the third upgrade, that is the thing I was talking about earlier. If we are lucky, meaning if we get to one of the steps, fortunate or perfect, we get another shield. So 2 for the price of 1. I don't see why not. So we are taking that one. This skill, this upgrade is very, very important, and you cannot take the other one. Even though it might look better and you get more shield and it synergizes very well with the Independence Day, this doesn't, you cannot bypass marksman, and let me show you why. That's the best reason to explain it, is to show you why. Without marksman, I'm gonna aim at the lamppost up there, and you can see the shield does the same rotation and has the same range no matter where I'm clicking. Okay, and if I take the other one now, I can make small, very small, like if I go on a boss and I get right straight to the boss, imagine that's the boss, and I just can just spam like that. And every time the boss gets hit, it's gonna refresh the duration, so you're gonna stack a lot of shield that's gonna hit very, very fast, and it is gonna be a huge damage. But if I'm going on a map and I want to have a lot of different range of the shield, now I can hit everywhere on the screen, okay? And that's very important. If I didn't, I would get stuck with a small circle around me. Basically, my range gets cut. So it's very important to use this upgrade. And on the last upgrade, you can have fun and try them all. Basically, you can see which one you prefer. For me, definitely Independence Day, uh, because when you have a lot of monster on the screen, it's just gonna stay around and keep hitting monster no matter what. So it's very good. So what about the grappling hook? Well, it just works like a grappling hook, it does in our damage over time build, except it doesn't do any damage. It just pack the monster, so it's faster for me to kill them. I'm gonna show you like in an easy to show map, battlefield. Let's do plus 100 because I can, and see what's up. So I go around, big pack of mob, boom, grab them all together, pack them, kill them, next. Jump, grab, pack, kill. It was pretty, yeah, pretty easy to understand what's the use of grappling hook, right? God, I love that build. This is just so much fun. I need to go back to the explanation now. So if you look at the planner, you're gonna see I made it pretty accurate to what you need to have a decent experience with the build. And like you can see the stats, cooldown and attack speed. This is what you need to have a good fun time with the shield to be able to spam it 10 times per second. And otherwise, it's gonna just be a little bit slower, but it's still gonna be workable. I would not go under 40, 30 attack speed. Like 35 attack speed is like minimum, and cooldown reduction I would not go below 50, and that should be fine. On the attribute part now, a little bit more information. All the elemental resistance come from just the first rank of toughness. The first 15 gives you 2 million elemental resistance, which is 25% of our armor. No condition, it just, yeah, just take that for free. I mean, 15 points. And everything else on the stats is just a little bit of crit damage on Fury, a little bit of HP on Determination, and a little bit of damage to Elite, and then a little bit of Ancestral Strike damage. So, and a little bit of aura effect because we are using Blood Right, and which is a very good aura, which add even more damage reduction. Like if you look at the all damage reduction, we are at 42, so a little bit on the gear, a little bit on the aura, and boom, we are at 42 wall damage reduction on top of the huge damage reduction we already have from armor and elemental resistance. And that's what it is. So I want to say a little bit more about Ancestral Strike damage. You don't want to scale it up very high. You don't need a big Ancestral Strike chance. You don't need the big Ancestral Strike damage. That's not what the build is about. The Ancestral Strike is there just to activate Shadow Shield. So you get a little bit of that and a little bit of hit of Ancestral Strike, and that's gonna be fine. And the Ancestral Strike has a second use, which is to activate this legendary effect, which since our skill costs a lot of life and mana, it just make it free, so you can just spam it for free, and the life leech and the mana leech that we have on the Ancestral Legacy is just gonna carry us. So a little bit more information about the Ancestral Legacy now. So Burning Shadow doesn't do much, gives you a little boost of crit damage if you need it. Paladin's Fervor, great, gives you some aura effect, a little bit of armor, perfect. Slormancer, we talked about it earlier. It's very important to keep it on rank 2 once again. Optimal Pass, just give you a little bit of magic pound. That's about it. Nothing much. Shadow Shield, so we saw that earlier. It gives you a little bit of armor and life leech, pretty good. The Soul of the Wizard, that's mana leech. It's very good, very useful. And finally, we get Bloodrite, gives you a lot of life leech and a lot of damage reduction. And that's about it. The 3 point we are putting on Dark Ritual, because 50% more damage, why not? Right? The only downside is that it costs a lot of HP to cast now. 500 HP to cast. But to be fair, it's negated by the effect of this legendary we talked about earlier, thanks to Ancestral Strike. So about 20% a chance to do Ancestral Strike is enough to activate this and keep it up 100% of the time. And that's all you need. So now guys, I want to show you a little bit of variation, because this build can actually work for any class. All you need to do is remove this little imbue effect and instead take Elemental Champion. And now you are getting a lot of elemental damage, and that's about 10% of your armor. And then if you have a high enough number, it's enough to work with pretty much any skill. Any skill that has elemental in the title. So, for example, on the knight, you have about a 60% of elemental damage on this upgrade for the mighty swing, and you also have the arcane beam on the whirlwind, and you can synergize both of them using a legendary effect that proc arcane beam with mighty swing. So that would be a way to do it on the knight. And I know I talked about doing variation on the other two classes, but with the coming of PoE, I didn't have the time to do it. It's actually a lot of time to do something decent and not just give you garbage, reheated garbage. And if you guys really want to see some variation on knight, on mage and on huntress, please just ask in the comment, and if I see that there actually is people that want to see that, I will do it. I promise. So yeah, I think I've talked about everything: the ancestral legacy, the skills, the attributes, the variation, the important part on the gear, and now all that's left is for you guys to get to grinding and get all this mastery up, and then you can enjoy godhood. Alright guys, have fun and see you in the next video. Alright guys, if you look at my gear, you're probably gonna notice that the stats are up there. It's pretty well crafted, but now it's time to have fun and do it without any gear. The question is, can we tank the fireball? Yeah, took one hit. Can we take another one? Yeah, can, can, can. We're killing elite. Closing bridge. We're taking fireball. Tank degen. Tank proc. Yeah, like it's going fun. It's hella slow though. Without all my gear. I lost all my move speed. Which move speed do we have right now? 2.1. Might I even maybe should swap the goddamn ultimatum. But hey, slow, but we're doing it. I finally got to the boss without my gear, and now let's try to do it. Still gonna dodge the ball just in case. It's smarter. I think we're doing fine. Yes. Just fine indeed.